and that the seed will crush the head of the serpent. He will crush your head, o sabi ng Panginoon, no? Speaking to the serpent. But of course, yun pong he na yun, referring to Christ, by extension, yun pong traditional image natin, that Our Lady crushes the head of the serpent. And therefore, talagang kung andyan ang mahal na birhen, whether we like it or not, aali-aligid ang demonyo. Andyan siya. To confuse, to sow fear, to sow disunity. Trabaho niya yan. And therefore, somehow, in God's mysterious plan, ang nangyari kay Teresing Castillo was that ito yung una niyang experience. Ito yung una niyang experience. The demonic attacks on her. Demonyo ang unang umatake sa kanya. Una, boses lang. Boses lang. Ang description niya nga, it was a guttural voice. E natakot tuloy ako, medyo guttural ang boses ko. Baka naman ako yung dinidescribe ni Teresing. And then, the second time that the devil attacked her, he showed himself. Pinakita niya itsura niya. Mahirap yata ang demonyong makita. From the voice to the face, and finally, the devil physically attacked her. Yun yun lahat. But in between, no, meron munang isang consolation. There was a voice of a woman in between those three separate attacks of the devil. Ang sabi ng mahal na birhen, well, as a hindsight, it was the Virgin Mary who told Teresing, be courageous, but trials will always be with you. It sounds familiar. Naalala niyo po sa Lourdes, anong sinabi ng mahal na birhen kay Saint Bernadette? I promise you happiness, but not here on earth. True happiness is reserved in heaven. And finally, after those attacks of the devil, finally, one day, in her cell, dun sa room niya, Our Lady appeared. Ang una pong pagpapakita ng mahal na birhen kay Teresing was sa loob ng kanyang room, kanyang selda. But it was September 12, today, in 1948, that for the first time, Our Lady appeared and showed herself in the gardens within the Carmelite Monastery. It was the first time that Our Lady appeared, that the community was gathered. Although hindi siya nakita ng ibang mongha, only Teresing, but the community was already there, sa garden. Ito po yun, why we gather every September 12. We mark the anniversary when for the first time, Our Lady appeared, not somehow privately to Teresing, but to the community of Carmel, although unseen by the rest of the Carmelite nuns. And Our Lady asked her to return to that same spot at the Garden of Carmel for 15 consecutive days. 15 araw, hiningi na yan. Diyan siya pupunta sa spot na yan ng garden. Ano pa po yung interesting na bagay na nangyari dito? The first time that Our Lady appeared at the garden, you know what Our Lady asked Teresing to do? To eat the grass that was there. Again, naalala po natin sa Lourdes, kay Bernadette, Our Lady asked a similar request. Anong sabi niya kay Saint Bernadette? Inumin niya yung tubig mula doon sa putik. Then from there, tuloy-tuloy na yung miraculous water ng Lourdes. Dito ang hiningi ng mahal na Birhen kay Teresing, kumain ng damo. For what purpose? Only Our Lady knows. One, it is obedience. Secondly, it is an act of sacrifice, an act of offering. There was even a request as a sign of obedience and submission to the prioress. Alam niyo po yung hiningi ng mahal na Birhen? Hugasan ni Teresing ang paanong, alam niyo po during that time, kaya nga po, discalced ang tawag, no? Sa OCD. Hindi sila nagpapanyapak, no? Sa loob ng monastery. Sa labas, pwede silang mag-sandals, pero sa loob nakatapak. Ano yung ni-request ng mahal na Birhen? Just imagine this. Hugasan ng paa ng prioress at inumin yung pinaghugasan ng tubig na yun. Kaya niyo yun? Kinaya ni Teresing, pero talagang sabi niya, she threw up later on. No? Just imagine, gaano kadumi. Yun, maski nagsasapatos yan, ang pinaghugasan ng paa, hindi natin makakayang inumin. But Our Lady asked for that. A sacrifice. Iyon yung mga events na nangyari. But after the last day ng consecutive days na yan, Our Lady finally revealed her title. Mapansin niyo po yun, in every apparition of Our Lady, meron siyang particular title na nire-reveal. Although, ando doon na yung mga titles na yun. Remember po balik tayo sa Rodibach, no? Anong sabi ng Blessed Mother, yung pinagawa niyang medal? Anong nakasulat doon? O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us to have recourse to you. It was some years before the definition of the dogma of the Immaculate Conception. Tapos po 1854, the dogma was defined. In 1857, Our Lady appeared again in France. Ano naman ang sinabi niya? I am the Immaculate Conception. Tingnan niyo po yung kilos na yan, ha? Our Lady somehow nag-i-inspire. May gusto siya. Then the Church reacts, corresponds to that. Dinefine ang dogma ng Immaculate Conception. Then again, Our Lady intervenes to confirm the wisdom of the judgment of the Church. Dito naman po, believe it or not, 1947, St. Louis Grignon de Montfort was canonized. Diniklara siyang santo, 1947. 1948, nung nagpakita siya dito, anong hiningi ng Blessed Virgin Mary? Consecrate yourselves to me, to Mary, following the way of St. Louis Grignon de Montfort. Nakita niyo yung kilos na yun? Parang Our Lady affirming the decision of the Church to canonize St. Louis Grignon de Montfort. In October 7, 1948, the entire community of Lipa Carmel consecrated themselves to Mary, following the way of St. Louis Grignon de Montfort. Hinihingi po niya yan. That is why when we are here, more than thinking that Our Lady appeared here, we should heed her request. Listen to her message. More than simply believing that she appeared, the greatest fruit of our belief that she truly appeared in Carmel in 1948 is to heed her request. And what is that request? Total